My husband has sex with stuffed animals and I feel worthless. Yeah, buckle up, this is a long one. On our honeymoon, I found out my husband was a furry. I was shocked. I even felt betrayed. It wasn't just a little bit of porn, it was thousands upon thousands of saved videos and images. I couldn't believe he kept this from me. We were extremely open about sex, talking about sex, having sex, and I'm the complete opposite of what you can call a prude. I was hurt. He thought he couldn't tell me this. This wasn't just a little fetish, it was how he got 100% of his sexual pleasure. If I wasn't around, a large part of it was fucking stuffed animals. Yeah, mad lad furry. He had specific ones. They were pretty large and he would insert a fleshlight. He would cuddle them and was even emotionally attracted to specific ones. Despite my shock, I love this man. We were together for 3 years, and despite this hidden life he kept from me, we are still together 15 years later. Yeah! He got his sex and emotional affection from stuffed animals. Mad lad furry. I find it pretty funny. As time went on, I even started to enjoy it. We would look at porn together. I even had a successful side hustle drawing furry porn. Honestly, we were extremely happy. None of our friends or family have any idea. We do not go to conventions or openly roleplay, like some furries do. I'm a typical sucker mom, while he is an engineer. Our furry life is completely left in the bedroom. Good for you. Furries are pretty special kind of human, I think. But hey, it's a sexual perversion in this day and age. But, well, you can't... You have to tolerate it. When we start having children, my sex drive plummeted. I had hyperemesis gravidarum and postpartum depression. We would still have sex, but the furry part of it stopped. Oh, take a drug addicted drug away. At least on my end. My husband, on the other hand, developed a porn addiction. Yeah, give me the furry shit, the good shit. I have always been fine about looking at porn and masturbating, but he eventually confessed it was an addiction. The night we brought our son from the hospital, he was in the basement, saving more porn. On Christmas Eve, while he was wrapping presents, but instead was looking for more porn. It was a daily addiction. When he told me it was a problem, I felt so betrayed again. I wasn't shaming him for still liking furry porn. I was sad he had to feel like he had to hide it again. Why is everyone against shaming? Shaming works. If we would fat shame more people, we wouldn't have so much fat people around. That's a fact. My husband was an addictive personality. When he got into something, he is all in. Be it furry roleplay or researching a light switch for 12 hours before buying it. The more he gets into something, it just goes deeper and deeper. Well, it seems your husband has a problem, a mental problem, like he has some damage in his hearing. Yeah, brain. You know, hearing means brain. During my pregnancy, because I'm such a petite person, my belly was too heavy to sleep on my side. Yeah, that happens if you're pregnant. No wrongs here. I went to IKEA and bought his husky stuffed animal to put under my stomach so it wouldn't pull so much while I slept. You know he's a furry. You enjoyed furry sex together. Why the fuck do you buy a stuffed animal? I mean, what do you think would happen? Turns out, in secret, my husband became emotionally attracted to this stuffed animal because he goes to work so much earlier than I do. He often goes to bed before me. He confessed he was having sex with the plush. Shocking twist. While playing with it and fucking it. He said he specially loved this one because it smelled like me. Because I slept with it so often. Well, if you had just bought a pillow. You haven't had that problem. Again, I feel like an idiot. Yeah, that's kinda dumb from you. I know people will laugh. Yes, but it almost felt like cheating to me. If it was just a fleshlight or just jerking off, I wouldn't have cared, but he was actually really attached to this stuffed animal. I told him how I felt, and he cooled it on the furry stuff for a while. Well, and he did. I truly believe he was honest with me and kept his word, because I love him so much and want him to have pleasure, not kink shame. Just shame him already. I even brought the stuffed animal into bed with us. Why? 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 He was so happy, and I was happy because he was. This is until he started having trouble finishing without furry roleplay. I started taking it personally, thinking I wasn't enough. Yeah, you totally not enough for him. So we backed off of it again, and he told me to only bring the animal out if I was comforted. Oh God, woman, what are you doing? I mean, you can't just go on with that shit forever. So, I did when I was comfortable. But there's still a part of me that's insecure and even jealous. Yeah, you get jealous about a stuffed animal with a flashlight in it. Nice! I'm jealous over a stuffed animal. We were struggling again with him finishing without roleplay. Last night, we were having a conversation about how to bring some of my fantasies in bedroom. To be honest, I'm pretty one-sided in the bedroom, in terms of fantasy play. He knows mine, but we maybe do something I like 1 out of 100 times. We have sex, and he's probably 1 out of 4 till 5 times. Yeah, because he's dominant furry in this relationship. I thought we had a great night last night. My favorite position is when he is rattling on top of me, 69ing, and then he finished in my mouth. I haven't been able to make him finish like that in a long time. And last night, boy did he finish. He kept talking about how amazing it was. Then today he said, by the way, I had a stuffed animal and was pretending it was a threesome. You know, something for me to enjoy. Yeah, man. Yeah, furries are fucking wild. I love it. Fuck! I didn't snap, but I feel tears coming. We haven't talked about it yet, because our children are awake. But I didn't know what to even say in tonight's conversation. I feel like I will never be enough for him, and it scares me. I know what it will say, talk, communicate. At this point, I feel like we communicate too much. We've talked about it to death, and the conversation goes in circles. We are able to talk about it calmly and rationally, but I always end up feeling inadequate. And he always wants more. It's become an endless circle. There is so much more to this, but this is all I could get out. Too long didn't read. My husband is a furry who likes fucking stuffed animals, and I feel like I'll never be enough for him. You aren't enough for me because you are... stuffed animals are superior to you, it seems. Well, isn't it? I mean, I think it's funny, but it isn't funny. If you think about it, he's got a serious... What's the word in English? I don't... Störung. He's... Störung, you know what I mean. Yeah, come on, bear with me. He's fucked up. He's fucked up in his head. Yeah, let's use this for no better term. And you will never be enough because you are just a human and he wants a furry animal. He's a wild animal who wants a wilder animal for him. And what's about it you don't want to kink shame? Yeah, you want to kink shame, but you have to man up, stand your ground, and say, yo, furry, fuck that shit. Don't go on with it. It makes no sense. It makes sense, but it's not good for our relationship. You have to choose furry shit, furry porn, furry animals, furry lifestyle, or your wife and child. And we know what he's gonna choose if you press the gun on him. He will become a full-time furry and leave you for his stuffed animals and for his furry porn. And you are afraid of it because you are losing against porn and stuffed animals with a flashlight. And well, I can imagine how badly it hurts to be outclassed by stuffed animals. I mean, I think he lies if he says that he likes the husky so much because he smells like you. He likes the husky so much because it's cute and sexy and looks at him with this vicious look in his eyes. And you know it. Deep down you know it. And he knows it too. But you are not woman enough to press the gun on him to make him stop. But anyway, I think it was a funny story that I want to read. So, have a nice day and stay furry. Furry?